welcome back to Closing Shift, episode number 49, episode 1 of 2 left.
The semi-finale.
I am your host, Emmy, that is your other host, Mia. We are Closing Shift. I have the opening question for this week, the second to last opening question for the second to last week.
Here at the wake before the funeral.
My opening question is, what is something, it's bouncing off of the new year like you did last week. What is something this year that you'd like to start doing more and something you'd like to start doing less?
That is a good question. Something I want to do more is making an effort to socialize with people and reach out to friends, because that's something that I just have difficulty prioritizing, because it's, I mentioned earlier before we started this that it's like, I have to be doing something all the time. And so it's difficult for me to prioritize like reaching out to talk to people because my brain isn't like talking isn't doing something. I have to be like doing stuff. And so I need to like make an effort to do that because it's not like something I can do with my hands, like physically keeping me occupied. That's something I want to do more of. Something I want to do less of is doom scrolling. Less time on my phone, easily.
That is fair. I'm not a big scroller myself.
So what about you? Want to answer your own question?
If I'd answer my own question, I guess something I would like to start doing more of is probably reading and writing. I just don't feel like I do either of those things enough. Generally finding more things to do that I don't need other people to do with.
You and I are the opposite on that.
Well, I spend a lot of great... Hold on. I'm trying to word this. Not a super brainy day for me, folks, so just bear with me. I spend a great deal of my time socially around other people, including just like that I have a job where I gotta go be around people all day. And that's fine. But I really value my alone time. And I really use it to the best of my ability to get what I can out of it, which is a lot of like work on myself and stuff. I mean, that would be what I would be doing through all this. I'm certainly not saying I do everything on my own, because I do not. I would not be alive today if it weren't for other people.
Shout out my mama. But
especially all the people that saved me from drowning when I was 13, which happened. I don't know if I told that story on this show, but that did happen.
You have.
I also want to get myself just some better methods of dealing with my ADHD. Like either ADHD toys or finding... I've been doing that a lot. I've actually been like almost... coming into more so what you do and like playing my games passively while I'm doing other stuff.
Play my micro games.
But I also don't always want that. Like I deal with it in a lot of ways. I often will just like, if I can, go find like stuff to do around the house if there is, or sometimes I'll just like get up and stretch and take a break, or I'll go make some food to just have something to do. Food definitely helps my brain. It's a big step in the right direction. That something I'd like to do less. It's hard to say that I'd like to do things my OCD does to my brain less, because I don't really get to choose that.
I mean, I guess that goes hand in hand of, you can just frame that as finding new ways to cope with it, new mechanisms to do that less.
I have a lot of like excessively random thoughts that are very intrusive that I am not a big fan of dealing with. And that's a big part of the C in OCD, compulsive thoughts. Not super dope. Would love those to stop. Although I've just, as I have started, they've grown over time, the amount of them that happen all the time. I've found ways to like deal with it, or like not actually believe or give the thoughts any credit, I guess. But if something in my control I had to do less this year, that's a thinker.
A thinker, a riddler, a rizzler.
Sometimes I insert my thoughts where they're not needed, so probably just, like, trying to improve that a bit, even though I've improved that a lot. I often spend a greater deal of time thinking about what I'm going to say than actually saying it.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't set any goals like that yet this year, because I've been in a good place for... like a few months, so I'm really, I feel like, like I'm good right now. I'm sure I will have a problem where I'll be like, I gotta work on this. I guess in terms of like goals like that, I'd like to just continue to catch myself when I feel like I'm doing something wrong and work on it quickly as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep being the best me I can, keep supporting my friends, keep supporting my family, keep being someone people like to be around that I hear strictly from the other people. That is not a flex. That is just a thing I hear from other people that I'd like to believe. So what's your answer to the question? What is one thing this year you want to stop doing and one thing this year that you want to keep doing more?
Buddy, that's what we opened the episode with.
What's your answer?
My answer is what opened this. What do you mean, what's my answer?
What's your answer?
One thing I want to do less of? One thing I want to do less of is...
Be around me.
Eating meals that I did not cook. No, that's the opposite of what I want to do. I want to spend more time with you. That's my goal. I want to spend more time with my friends. I want to eat less meals that I myself did not prepare. Because I like cooking, and I like having a nice home-cooked meal, but I don't challenge myself enough or do it often enough. But I'm always very satisfied every time that I make a meal for and by myself. So I want to do that more.
I think that you could occupy an entire house, like a 3-bedroom house, by yourself in its entirety, fully.
But just doing shit and hobby work? Yes.
Yes, with just shit to do. Yes. I think you totally could. Just find a way to fill up like a house with like a kitchen, a living room, 3 bedrooms, a basement, a dining room.
I would love to have dedicated rooms to different crafts. That would be like a dream. I want to have like like a sewing machine and like an actual workshop table for doing, because like I do sewing. I wanted to get into like some like wood carving and woodworking things a while back, but I just don't have the space or resources to really do it. If I had the space for all of like my hobbies and interests, oh my god, that would be the dream.
I have a lot of hobbies like that I like, but they're not as like big and bold. My hobbies are very, very whittle, and they're only big enough for me to be able to deal with, and that's all I need. I'm not a very big-brained person anymore.
Experiencing a little bit of shrinkage.
I do love that I have physically shrunk. It's very funny to me.
My brain isn't small, it's just cold.
My brain didn't get small. My body got shorter and ran out of room. But I damn it. I ran out. Sorry, I shouldn't have reacted to the video game I'm playing while we're doing this. I'm just playing Spyro 3 because it's very easy. But when you know it, now I kind of lost track of what I was saying. What was I saying?
That's for you to find out. That's for you. I don't think you got far enough into the thought for me to really know.
I think I was just talking about, like, my hobbies are so simple. There's no, like, I think 5 or 6 years ago, if you had asked me, I could have thought of, like, all these different things, like, different aspirations I had to be, like, to do different, like, it probably would have been all for, like, making YouTube videos or some shit, but there was just a lot I wanted to do, and now I want to do a lot, but a lot of it's more personal. And that's something that's a development I've had in the last few years that I really like, is that I've just become so much more like of a personality privately, not like, I just don't like doing all that stuff anymore.
You are more self-defined by things that are not your interests.
Yeah, I wanted to make a more personal connection with the things in my life, and I have succeeded in doing that, and I am continuing to find new things I like. But without the work I put in on myself to do that, I wouldn't be enjoying hanging out with my friends as like a friend and doing hobbies as like a person.
Yeah.
Now I just get to like play video games. It's a large reason this podcast is coming to an end. And I mean, all of it will still be here that you can listen to any of it or whatever, but I'm not in the game anymore. I'm not even that good at this anymore. And that's not really like a jab at myself. I'm just not. I don't believe I am. I get more nervous to do this nowadays in the last like 2 or 3 weeks than I've been in a long time. Just because I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? I don't have anything to talk about. I didn't do anything this week. I just went to work and slept because that's all I do. But that's why I want the more quiet life.
It's definitely more stressful going into these episodes when we had a shorter time period in between the last recording and this one, because last one was recorded very late in the week because I was just getting over stuff, which thankfully now I'm like mostly, almost entirely good from, but having that shorter period of time to prepare is definitely brutal.
Yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to come up with a segment because of that, but that's okay because like I just said, I don't owe any of my personality to the public directly. So, all your support means nothing.
That's facts on Jaw.
I'm just kidding. Mia and I are grateful for how many of you followed us through the last, Big Wow Big will be 4 years old in April.
Good Lord.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Oh my God, we gotta get Big Wow Big signed up for first grade pretty soon.
Marcy, you're in the way of my Spyro. I love you, but you're not a dragon. Spyro's a dragon. Also, being like a cat mom and being a sister and living in the city and stuff, that's all fun adult stuff. It's hard to say like I quote unquote grew out of making content because that feels kind of like an insult to some of my friends that still make it. But I think that's just the most accurate way to put it. I think I personally grew out of it. Some people don't grow out of it, and that's fine.
I mean, I fully get it. There is a beautiful, mundane nature to life.
It's like blissful ignorance, but it's more like blissful ignorance people have about you. It's like you get to blissfully enjoy that not a lot of people know you, and the people that you do know enjoy you.
That's the thing when you're making content, is that your life is no longer about your life. It's about what you make. It's about who that gets shared to. It's about where that ends up and how you keep up with the treadmill. But there's it's always, it was a nice thing when I was staying at your house for a week, and it was also a thing when I was house sitting for my grandma about a year ago for Thanksgivings. And it's just the mundane cycles of life are just pleasant. There's something, so there's just waking up on your couch and then cooking an omelet and watching the sunrise was just this is just good. This is life. I wasn't worried about what I was streaming for a whole week. I wasn't worried about the content that was going up. I was just living life.
It's how life should be.
I get it.
I don't think anyone should ever have to put their life on blast for other people. I don't know why on God's green earth you don't want to do. It's literally, it's not even only that I don't want to make content anymore. It's also just that I straight up don't get the idea of any benefit you get from it. It's such a more work than reward system from what I've seen, and I just don't want the work.
Yeah, to each their own.
That's just straight up. I've never been more certain about it in my life. I have said on several occasions and made attempts to leave it behind before. And this is the time that I feel most truly, honestly, I can't do it anymore, and I don't even understand why I would want to, because I don't.
I think for a lot of people that I see getting into it now, there's definitely a huge aspect of it being an attention lottery, that it's the maximizing attention in to attention out. That's a big allure of it for a lot of people, is that it's I go live, I do this thing, and then everybody loves me. And all I have to do is just do nothing for 3 hours.
But then you gotta be a brand, and you gotta make you gotta manage finances with it. When I started becoming an adult, because if any of you didn't listen to the last episode, I had my birthday, I think it was a week ago, just about.
About a week ago.
I turned 25, and I've already been living the life of an adult who pays most of their own bills, at least their own, you get to live in this house and survive bills. And ever since then, I've just seen I just been well, I just need to make money to survive. So I by the weekend, I'm exhausted because I have several chronic illnesses mentally and physically. So I'm why would I want to waste my time doing all that extra shit? I don't have to,
Yeah.
I can step away from it. I'm kind of glad I never found major success in it, because it'd be so much harder to step away from it. But now I can more so kind of because I found a lot of satisfaction, and I did find some success in it. I have made money off of my content before, but now I can just kind of enjoy the career I had in it, and I can enjoy the content I made. I can be I made some good stuff, and I'm proud of what I made, and I'm proud that I'm ready to stop. And I am. I'm very happy with how genuinely ready and comfortable I am with stopping it all.
Would you be ready at this time for a segment?
Sure, go for it.
This is a very simple segment. I don't have a name for it, and I'm definitely not the first person to bring up this concept. But the goal of this game, I have 5 different reviews here for different pieces of media, and your goal is going to be to guess what piece of media this review was left under.
Okay.
One of these is from a movie.
Okay.
4 of them are from games, because, man, it's kind of hard to just find reviews that aren't just like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever, or just some copy pasta bullshit.
Hi, Marcy.
All right.
My little sugar bean. Everyone say hi to Marcy in the comments.
Hi, Marcy. I love seeing all the clips of Queso with his cat, and he's just like, Kitty! So sweet. First review here. This is from a movie, 1 star. Fuck Tobey Maguire. What movie is this reviewed under?
What movie is this under? Can I look up movies Tobey Maguire was in?
I mean, you could. Yeah, let me send you the screenshot just for the sake of, so you can look at it.
They spelled both of his names wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck Tobey Maguire.
1 star.
I mean, I feel like if it was Spider-Man, it would be Spider-Man 3, and I feel like you wouldn't just pick a Spider-Man movie because you don't like me to get these easily.
Well, you don't think I'm capable of charitable action?
No, not against me. I think our friendship goes too strong for any grace period you would ever give me.
All right, fine. Look up Tobey Maguire movies.
I'm thinking it's that one where he has this like breakdown and slams shit in the kitchen and almost like kills himself and then gets arrested or something.
I think I saw that one on Live Leak.
Tobey Maguire movies. Spoilers. Across the Spider-Verse is on here. Spoilers.
I still haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse. I gotta watch it.
I haven't either. Tobey Maguire is in Tropic Thunder.
What the fuck?
Is he really? I didn't know that. What? Is he really? Wait, who does he play?
How many Marvel people are in Tropic Thunder?
I don't know. At least 2, apparently. What is that movie called where he was like crazy? Fuck Tobey Maguire. Oh, I think it was Brothers. It was Brothers because Jake Gyllenhaal's also in that movie.
Brother.
I don't think it's Gatsby. I did know he was in that actually.
God, that movie sucks.
I'm gonna assume it's not a Spider-Man movie. If I did, it would be Spider-Man 3. I will guess Brothers though. I will guess that it's Brothers.
That is incorrect. This is from Spider-Man.
The first one?
The first one.
Well, fuck that person. That's a good movie.
Yeah. I have no idea. Did Tobey Maguire do something to be like fuck you worthy?
Not that I know of.
I know he was just like kind of a part of like the pussy posse in the 2000s, but that's not like a crime.
He had like some shady behavior, but he never did anything like bad like that, at least as far as I know.
Not as far as I know.
Hey Siri, what did Tobey Maguire do?
What's wrong with this guy?
What's wrong with Tobey Maguire? Let's break this down. What we actually reveal is that we're quitting Closing Shift to start Toby Shift, new podcast where we only talk about Tobey Maguire.
I brought you your Closing Shift episode. I had to beat an old lady with a stick.
Had to be an old lady with a stick to get this Closing Shift episode. That is really funny. I do think Toby playing Peter Parker sold a great deal of that movie, but I think I would honestly give it a 55-45. Majority points to Willem Dafoe for the success of that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because his performance as Green Goblin is legendary. I remember when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, people were like, best MCU villain, best MCU villain.
I mean, Willem Dafoe is just the best in every role that he has.
Yeah, it's like, dude, he's so good at that laugh. Have you seen the clip where people were talking about when they were filming the hallway scene where Tom Holland Spider-Man is punching Osborn in the face and he starts like goblin laughing, and it actually scared everyone on set how crazy it was?
That sounds about right.
It's so fun. People on set were like, it actually gave us like chills. It actually worried us when we were on set. I was like, it would scare the shit out of, like, imagine Tom being in his face while he's doing that laugh. I'd have to be like, cut. Okay, I just almost had a panic attack.
Yeah.
It's just so good. I love Willem Dafoe. He's so talented.
I need to see it, the new Nosferatu movie, because that has Willem Dafoe in it.
That's so funny.
A lot of actors, when they like have to work with animals, they're like, oh my God, it's the worst. Never work with animals. These animals are a nightmare. But Willem Dafoe, like there were like hundreds of rats on set for Nosferatu. And he was like, they're the best. They're the best co-stars I've ever worked with. I love all of them.
He was like, come to me, my rats.
You gotta... You gotta love him in The Lighthouse, where he's like, I seen it! You're fond of me lobster!
You're fondling me lobster. I could party with Willem Dafoe.
I could party with him hard. Party harder than Jeff Hardy, honestly.
I could party with him soft or hard.
Second review.
I forgot we were playing a game.
Yeah, I have 5 of these.
But it's so funny. All right, let's start a conversation after
This
all.
one is from a game on Steam. I hit man with sword and it feel good. Recommended 37.6 hours on record.
I'm wondering if this is Dark and Darker.
That's too early for that.
It's giving Dark and Dark. It's
2020.
January 2020. I didn't see the date. Okay.
I should have read that part as well, but I sent you the screenshot. But
Yes, I saw it. I see it now. Okay, that makes sense. Among Us? No, it's not Among Us. Let me think. That's a tough one.
hit man with sword and it feel good.
I've also got to fly to the end of the tunnel so I can get this egg. This is actually weirdly helping. Like, just passively playing Spyro 3.
Yeah, that's how ADHD works.
I do need to... I've been meaning to get some, like, fidget toys. I found a few on Amazon I want to try. I've never had proper fidget toys, but I just, like, want to try them because I can, like, bring them to work and throw them in my pocket, and then if I'm not, like, doing something actively, I can just roll them around or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, use the rollers or whatever. I can put it in my curlers.
In God of War Ragnarok, there's, like, a thing with the DLC where you're fighting Tyr and going through all the stuff. Every time that you fight Tyr, Kratos is like, why are you making me do this? Why do you want me to, like, go through these trials and fight all the time? Because that DLC is basically therapy for Kratos. And Tyr's like, you and I, you know, we're warrior men. We're much in the same, that we keep the hands busy so the mind can think. It's like, they got ADHD.
We keep the hands busy so the mind is good.
That's just how it works.
You think anyone's ever called it mind?
Yeah, getting some mind.
Goes further than, like, brain.
I'm out here getting neuron.
She gave me some neurology. I'm still thinking about that review. Is it Breath of the Wild?
That is not on Steam.
Yes, it is. Because I said so.
Do you just want to guess Breath of the Wild?
Don't you dare argue with me.
Don't you argue with me. I want to have potato soup on my birthday.
Don't you argue with me. I'm correct and you're not.
I had to have that this morning, where my birthday is coming up in 10
Sorry,
days.
Spyro. It looks like you're playing a hacked copy of this game. Sorry.
My birthday's coming up in 10 days. And I was like, out on my birthday for like dinner, I just want to make my potato soup. And my mom was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? We could go. So I was like, yes, I want my soup. So is that your final guess, Breath of the Wild?
No. Of course it's not. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think of sword games on Steam that would have been out, or at least, I don't know if it would have come out that year. That's January, so probably not. Probably came out in 2019.
Just think of the posted date as being like, don't think of that as the release date of the game itself. Just like know that if it's before the release date of a game, that disqualifies it. But this isn't from like when the game's released.
Well, I'm not necessarily thinking of it like that. I'm more so thinking of it like, what would have been relevant enough that somebody would have reviewed it in 2020 and given like a shitpost judgment on it on a review page and had that many hours by then.
I mean, that's just kind of how Steam works. People tend to leave reviews when they're done with games. Especially since Steam, every time that like you get far enough in a game, they're like, would you recommend this? On like the Steam page for it. A lot of people just like pop it in real quick. I can give hints on these if wanted.
I'll take a light hint on this one.
All right.
I'm thinking real hard. I need a direction.
What can I say to give a good direction on this that like doesn't spoil it too much?
Seems like you can answer that.
Yeah.
Is it hat?
It is hat. You got it. A hat in time.
There's no swords in a hat in time. At least I don't think so.
I'll say I own this game and like this game, and you know that I own and like it.
My guess is Dark Souls then, probably. I'm trying to think of any other game with a sword. Like at all. Like that would be on Steam.
Sword games have fallen off recently. It's all about guns and balls.
I'm gonna guess Dark Souls 3.
That is correct.
Nice.
This is from Dark Souls 3. I hit man with sword and it feel good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Number 3.
Go, I got one.
641.9 hours on record.
Woof.
Recommended. The horse testicles shrink when it's cold.
That's kind of giving Red Dead 2 or something. Maybe. Now I gotta think of games with horses.
And their testicles.
Red Dead 2 makes sense. That would be an amount of hours that I imagine somebody would have in Red Dead. I'll go with my gut. I'm gonna say Red Dead Redemption 2.
That is correct.
Hey, I know horses and swords.
You are now 2 for 3. All right. Next
I'm
one.
killing it. Thanks, Spyro.
5.5 hours on record. Goated game. Me and my friend are not talking anymore.
Is it Garfield Kart Furious Racing?
It really could be.
No, that's not my actual guess. Goated gave me my friend are not talking anymore. I thought it was a grammatically incorrect review, but it's not. I just read it wrong.
I mean, that's a comma where a period should be.
I thought it said me and my friend are not talked anymore, but I just read it wrong. I read it wrong. It wasn't the review. I said it wrong.
You're fucking it up.
Me and my friend are not talking anymore, so this is clearly a multiplayer game. I would not guess Monopoly for goated game at the beginning of this review. I mean, unless they absolutely meant fully sarcastically like it's a shitty game and they were saying goated game because it's not goated. Or Uno. I could see it being one of those kinds of games or being more like a I don't know, there's so many games I can think of that would like piss off friends enough.
Do you think somebody would call Monopoly goated?
No, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know how sarcastic they're being, because I've seen a million people play a game that's shitty and they'd be like, goated game, dude, so good. This is such a good game. And it's text, so I don't know if he's being sarcastic like that. You know what I mean? Like, he might have written this review in the heat of the moment. He might have blocked his friend on Discord and then immediately written this review, you know?
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't have the thumbs up then, the recommended.
You know, the thumbs up is true. I do have to say that. Maybe the game helped this person get rid of this friend. They didn't like them anymore. Maybe this game was like a oh, thank God, you know, I had a reason to get this friend away from me because I don't like them anymore.
I tried to keep the selections for these to games that you and I would both know.
You should have started doing this like 30 episodes ago. I like this segment.
I could have, yeah.
If you do a next episode, I'd be happy to play it. But
I might do like a Giga segment for like a lot of my guessing games.
That would be pretty funny. I also am hoping to... I'm gonna really try to dedicate some time this week to coming up with a segment or two that are really good. And we're gonna do probably, if you wanted to, we could do an extended blowout final episode, final special.
Yeah, we could.
I think it'd be fun. Oh, we could do it live. That'd be pretty fun.
We could do that, but we have a lot of like dead space that I like editing out.
Yeah, that game does suck.
How do you actually feel about Dead Space? You played Remastered.
No, I didn't. I played the original. You gifted me the original on Steam, and that's what I played.
I thought oh yeah, I guess it was original. Was it? Yep. What?
It was.
Huh.
It was.
I thought it was remastered. Well, anyway.
No. It was like locked 30 FPS. It was pretty good, though. I didn't finish it because I just didn't... I got into something else at the time, I think. I played it during my Halloween streams in 2023. I like had a whole Halloween theming thing.
It's fair.
I had that kind of like relaunch of the Cosmic Emerald brand, and I made like all these new stream layouts and shit. That was towards the end of my peak.
It's really unfortunate that Dead Space 3 sucks so much ass because that one's multiplayer.
Is Dead Space 2 good?
Dead Space 2 is like okay. It's not my favorite. It kind of just rehashes a lot of stuff, but it's like fine.
If Dead Space 1 saved my Steam progress and I could reinstall and finish it, I would totally be down to do that.
I mean, it should. Dead Space 1, you might have the Steam cloud save.
That's what happened with Cyberpunk. I played like 2 hours of Cyberpunk 2077 a while ago over the summer at some point probably, and then I returned it because I just didn't feel like it was worth the money and I was struggling for money at the time. So I was like, because it was like half off. It was like $30. Yeah. And so it was $30 again for Christmas. I was like, well, I could buy it again and see if I'm into it. And then I got really into the story after the Katana Market, what's it called?
Konpeki Plaza.
Konpeki Plaza mission. And after, spoiler alert for Cyberpunk 77, I'll give you a moment to click off if you haven't played it yet. When Jackie dies, that really fucked with me. And then the whole thing where like, you get killed by Darwin. What's his name?
Dexter.
And he kills you, and then you wake up, and like one of the guys from Konpeki, you have to befriend now or whatever.
Takamura.
I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And it brought me in, so.
Turns the world upside down.
But what I was going to say is that when I repurchased it, it still had my save progress, so I'm sure Dead Space would. It's just been longer, so I wasn't sure. I don't know if it erases cloud data.
Steam, I don't think erases it, because I still have cloud data from games I haven't played since like 2020.
Man, you know what I love? When you talk and Discord doesn't pick up anything you say.
Oh, that's so cool. You know what? Let me turn off the fucking crisp noise suppression. I don't need that on right now.
Please. I need to hear you.
I still have cloud save data from games that I haven't played since 2020. And you can even check on Steam if a game has cloud save data before you reinstall it.
I see.
It'll have a little icon.
Yeah, Dead Space is one I'd be down to finish. I actually liked it quite a bit.
It's good.
It was just a fun time. I like space. I like shooters.
Now, would you like to answer what goated game made this person and their friend not talk anymore?
That is really tough. and I kind of did forget.
You do still have a hint remaining for it.
Let me think. Goated game. Me and my friend are not talking anymore. 5 hours. That makes sense. It's got to be like a multiplayer like party game. It's got to be like Crab Game or something like that. I'm sure it's not Crab Game, but something like that. This quest is making me have to shit.
I gotta shit. I gotta fart. I gotta shit. I gotta fart. I gotta shit. I gotta fart.
Oh, this is the last review, I'm guessing, right?
No, there's one more after this. There's 5 total.
Okay. Because I was gonna, after this review, I guess when I make my final guess, I was gonna tell the short story about my toe.
Oh yeah.
I like murdered my toe last night on accident, but anyway, I'm gonna keep guessing this for now, and I'll tell that story a little later. I'm trying to think. Goated game. Me and my friend are not talking anymore. I don't know. It's giving Ubisoft board/card game remake for digital gaming. Although goated game is tough. Goated game throws me off.
Very tricky.
Well, congratulations for stumping my brain after what I did to you last week with Hat. Goated game. Me and my friend are not talking anymore. I'm gonna guess Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
No.
Just kidding. That's not my guess.
Sparking Zero?
One Piece. Kawaii Desu Des.
Is it Jump Force?
I wouldn't even give Jump Force a guess.
You couldn't even give it a guess. This review is from April of 2024.
And yeah, Jump Force didn't have its live service anymore by then. Damn, man, this is hard.
You don't lose points for hints.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of... Yeah, give me a hint.
All right. Your hint. Split screen.
That's interesting. Split screen on PC. I wonder if it's split screen as in like a Way Out or split screen as in like Call of Duty Zombies or something. But Zombies doesn't really make sense for this. That makes me think it's like a Way Out or It Takes Two or something like that. I don't know if It Takes Two is split screen, but a Way Out is.
It Takes Two is also split screen.
But they're both like cooperative, so I don't know why you would... Why would that make you lose a friend if you're cooperate? Are you just both petty bitches? I guess I'm gonna throw that out. I'm gonna say A Way Out.
That is correct. This is A Way Out.
That is interesting. What about A Way Out could have made you so... That brought like you and me closer together.
Well, spoilers for A Way Out, if you remember how it ends.
Oh.
A lot of people are just like, because they get so into the characters by the end of it, they're like, how could you?
They, like, the one player who's playing, the guy, like, pulls the trigger, and it's like, how could you do that to me?
Yeah, whoever wins feels betrayed by the other.
What if they, like, made a way
out
for you to have an ending where you don't shoot him?
Then it wouldn't really be the same story, but, you know?
You remember when Aaron on Game Grumps, they were playing A Way Out, and and it was like a slow motion cutscene pulling the gun up to pull the final shot, and he was like,
I remember them fumbling around the rooftop, just like, where are you? Oh, and then they bump into each other.
Oh, you're right here. Okay. No, that was really funny.
Such a good game.
Yeah, Mia and I played A Way Out with no public eye on it, and it was very fun. It was a very fun game.
It's the best.
We had a great time playing that.
And I'm going to be forcing you at some point to play It Takes Two, because I got that in the sale.
Yes, I have been tasked with that at some point.
Final review to guess. 31.7 hours on record. Good game, but needs to add a Mortal Kombat leg sweep command so I can knock this fat-ass lady off her feet and dip out.
I want to say Lunch Lady so bad just because of that one part, but there's no way it's... I mean, it could be, but like 31 hours on Lunch Lady? How many hours do I have on Lunch Lady? I need to figure that out. Hold on.
I feel like it's a pretty popular game.
I don't think it's that popular, though. I mean, it's fun. We should play that instead of It Takes Two.
I mean, we could. That's also fun.
See, like, I only have 15 hours on Lunch Lady. Good game needs a Mortal Kombat leg sweep command. I want to jump the gun and say that, but I'm also like... I mean, I know that it fits the time period. It definitely came out before 2021, so... Oh, it came out in April 2021. Huh. Did this person play 31 hours of Lunch Lady before or within 1 month?
Indeed.
I think I'll take whatever hint you can give me in case I'm going the wrong direction.
I will give a reminder that, as I said earlier, these are games that you and I are both familiar with. And your hint is, that is a fat-ass lady.
It's gotta be Lunch Lady then. My guess is Lunch Lady.
It's Lunch Lady.
It's Lunch Lady. when it said knock this fat ass lady off her feet, I was like, that's Lunch Lady.
That's Lunch Lady.
Wow, they paid $32 2 hours of that almost in 1 month. Impressive.
It's a fun game.
Impressive.
So yeah, you got 4 out of 5. Pretty good.
Nice. That was fun. I like that.
Somehow that took like half an hour.
Well, I was using my brain a lot. And after you asked like the first one about the Tobey Maguire movie, we started a whole fucking conversation.
Talking about Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
What would be your dream role to see Willem Dafoe in? What movie?
My husband.
That's a good role for him to be in. I want him to be in a pizza role. I want to buy into a pizza role and to be like, oh.
I want them to remake Star Wars where he's the Emperor.
He would do a really good Palpatine voice.
Wouldn't he?
I mean, the Goblin voice is like halfway there. It'd be very menacing.
That's some neat trick. That sense of yours. Norman? Norman's on sabbatical, honey.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
I would watch it with you right after this. I fucking love that movie.
You wanna?
I will not admit to how I was able to get it early. I will not admit to that whole thing. Also, fun fact, speaking of that, my sister said she went to see Wicked with her friends at some point, and they were like, I wish I could watch it digital home release, and she was like, my sister, I can hook you up. I was like, why are you pawning off my like dedication to Spider-Man No Way Home as like a service?
It is sad when people these days don't know actually how to access media.
Oh my god, have you seen how much Wicked costs to buy and rent though, like digitally? It's insane.
Dude, everything these days is like $30 for digital rent.
No, dude, it's like $60 to buy.
Fuck off.
And it's like $30 to rent or something like that.
For Wicked Part 1.
Yeah.
Dude.
Bro, they think they're cooking, but the stove is off.
That's why, I mean, you gotta know how to access digital media, because like $30 is like more than a fucking movie ticket now.
It's more than most movies cost to buy. That's how much it costs to rent.
Yeah. It used to be like, what, like $30 to buy a movie on DVD would be like kind of normal, that sort of price range. Maybe even like 20, I feel like, was more common.
No, 20 used to be like it. When DVDs started, like when Blockbuster died and VHSs started rolling out, DVDs were like $20.
Yeah.
Like $20 for a DVD player. Or not a DVD player, a DVD. I don't know how much a DVD player costed. Probably like, you could probably get a DVD player for less than like a video game costs now. Like a AAA game costs now.
That's one of the things that really sucks about like physical media phasing out is like the bargain bins of DVDs at stores. Just finding any old trash.
That's kind of fun, no?
Yeah, that's like, that. I mean, you have to like thrift now to get that experience. It's harder to like happen upon things in the digital age because everything is so curated and forced. That's like, if I want to find something that's like interesting and random and new, I have to like go to a thrift store where somebody else gave it up and just hope something's there.
Thrift stores are kind of cool for that kind of thing, though.
Yeah, that's what makes them so nice.
As far as I know, like last time I went to a thrift store, I saw like a bunch of TVs that just had VHS players like in them. I've never bought anything from. I'm not a big thrifter. You would probably think that I am, but I am not. I am like a Target person. I like shopping at Target like it's thrifting.
If I end up back over there in Georgia, we need to go thrifting. It's so much fun.
We should go thrifting. You should make me go thrifting like my friends when I was like 18 did. They were like, we're going to go thrifting today. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. It just smelled like a dead person's closet.
But that's the best part of it, is that it's
the
just
store
like,
we were in.
It's an adventure when you go thrifting.
You can find some funny stuff when you're thrifting, or some interesting stuff. I saw one time this girl did this thrift store haul on TikTok. It was just like she lip synced over it while she showed off her stuff, but she found like an entire set of Barbie DVDs.
Yeah.
And some cute clothes. There's something about clothes from thrift stores, and I do not mean to sound disingenuous to people who donate their clothes. I think that's great. I've done it before. But there's something about them that just makes me feel like I'm wearing someone else's clothes sometimes. This is how it used to feel. I don't know if I would feel the same nowadays, but I would just wear it and be like this still feels like it's like fit to the person who donated its body. It doesn't feel like me.
I feel like that's a difficult thing to adjust to in the modern age of consumption, where like everything is fast fashion. You buy it, you throw it away. That you're not used to ever having something that was somebody else's.
I'm also so used to like, I do not get new or replace things that often. I'm a big set in my tracks person. Like I figure out what I like and I stick with it. And I used to not be like that. I I used to be like, I gotta change my shit up all the time. I gotta buy a new Elgato Stream Deck, because what if I need it?
What if I want it? What if I need it?
I used to be a really bad spender based on using the what if I need it in the future logic.
Yeah.
2 rappers, name after name, for no reason.
Future logic.
You call it future when you didn't see it club. But yes, my spending habits used to be much worse. I'm a lot better with money nowadays, but I also, I sometimes struggle. I'm not always good with it.
It can be difficult, especially when you can just buy stuff with like a 1-button press online.
What's something that when you see it, it's your weak spot? Like you see it and you're like, I kind of have to buy this.
If it's if I'm going thrifting and it's like a neat mug,
Just anything.
then that's it. Yeah. If it's like, if it's a game for a console that I own, that I don't own like a copy of it when I'm thrifting, then that's like immediate grab. Or like, I have a couple things I look out for, like cookware.
If it's like an internal organ I don't have a copy of in a cooler, I might pick it up.
Yeah. But like most like electronics, that it's like if I could feasibly think that I have a use for it and the price is right, I just grab it.
The price is right.
Or like records as well, if they're usually pretty cheap when I go thrifting, and I just like to have a collection, although I need to get a new record player.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should do that, because I've been wanting to get one for quite a while, replacing my one that broke forever ago.
I wonder, I forget what the year was. There was a recent year in recent times in like the last decade. At one point, it was like 2018 or 2019 or something like that. The first year that vinyl records sold out CDs for the first time in like 40 years or something. Yeah. That happened like 7 or 8 years ago. I remember hearing about it somewhere.
It's nice that it came back, even if just for the novelty of it.
Yes, it's really I see so many people that are like years younger than me. I'm 25 for reference. That are like, all this stuff is so cool. We're just living in a circle. We're just living in a giant circle.
Well, the term for it is retrofuturism.
You're retrofuturism.
It's my favorite thing about movies like Alien, where they're like exploring all these, alien planets, and it's like this super high-tech sci-fi ship, and everything is being done with like terminal computers and cassette tapes. It's the best. Even Cyberpunk has a lot of retrofuturism. Like the design of all the cars is like very 80s. Like so much stuff in Cyberpunk is so retro.
Yeah. So retro. Retro, no.
If you're Metro, don't trust you, I got shit.
We saw Metro Boomin at WrestleMania, Bad Blood.
He was technically there. I expected him to do something like have a ring walkout like they had for, who was it that had the really fucking shitty one?
The shitty what?
There was like a rapper that had like a really shitty like entrance music
Lil
thing. Lil Wayne, yeah.
It was Lil Wayne with Jey Uso. Jey Uso's basic ass lyrics in his theme song were better than everything Lil Wayne did that night.
I mean, Lil Wayne did basically nothing that night.
That is true. Man did zero zip nada. What do you think was the worst match you saw of 2024?
Worst match that I saw of 2024 is that's kind of difficult to answer because I have a couple criteria. The match that I want to say the worst that I watched was probably Bailey versus Jax at Bad Blood, because that was
when
just
you had to sit there in the same building as them.
Yeah, that one was just kind of disappointing.
Yeah, true. Funny enough, if y'all know the giant botch in that match that everyone was talking about, I actually stepped out and was grabbing food during it.
Yeah, you were getting nuggies.
I was, well, I think they were tenders. I was getting some tenders and fries, and they just came in one big box. I was like, this is the shit.
Where we were sat there at Bad Blood.
State Farm Arena can cook.
We were right next to the Chick-fil-A in the arena.
We were. There was a concessions and a Chick-fil-A, and it was so fire.
It smelled amazing, and I could just, I got so many soda refills because you gotta get your value out of that for how expensive the cups are, but...
Yes, and you took home a State Farm Arena cup, didn't you?
Yes, it's sitting right next to me on my desk here.
Mine's sitting on a fuck-off shelf.
But yeah, you could just smell the chicken there. It was really something. But I think actually,
was delish.
Second answer for, things... a wrestling match that was just, my least favorite of the year could possibly be Gunter versus Orton. Was just
that's a good pick.
It didn't hit for me, and I know that's
that one was not that good.
That is a little bit of a mixed thing, because I think it is just that I'm not the biggest fan of Gunter's current style. I've seen some of his older stuff where he had he was more bombastic in the ring and it was more exciting. And that's just not really what he brings now. I recognize that he's still a good wrestler. He just doesn't wrestle in a way that brings me joy. And so that was disappointing going into a match that I expected two titans to go swinging. And it ended up being like two big drunk guys who are like having a fight outside the bar. And neither of them are like sober enough to like actually swing at each other.
It was quite a letdown.
Yeah. But tell you what I'm looking forward to in this year for 2025 wrestling. I'm looking forward to the year of Owens. Things are ramping up there.
You're on the Kevin Owens thing?
I've been like seeing a bunch of stuff for it, and it's just like the way that the promos have been for it have been really, really good. Like Triple H and Kevin Owens, like their in-ring talks have just been like, absolute cinema.
They have, except for when Kevin Owens is just bitching and saying the same thing over and over again.
But that's what makes it so great when Triple H calls him out. It's like, why are you bitching? You are literally one of the best people here. Why are you bitching? I think it makes for a very interesting story when you have this thing where it's like Kevin wants to be the best. Kevin, in a way, knows he's the best. Triple H knows that he's one of the best and will give him all the credit for it. But it's just about like, right now it's a battle of like, it's not about who Kevin Owens is beefing with. Kevin Owens is beefing with Kevin Owens. And that's really interesting to see.
Yep.
That's what makes it cinema. So I'm looking forward to more of that.
I love wrestling. By the time this episode comes out, Raw on Netflix's debut would have happened, but that's happening tomorrow for us.
Yeah.
Because we record this on the Sundays before. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to be there watching.
As I keep telling my family, because I keep seeing them watching stuff on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, this is something coming to Netflix tomorrow. And they do not care.
Yeah.
They are not wrestling people.
I mean, no one I'm around here in my close circle is really a wrestling fan either. It's pretty much just you, me, and Chandler. I mean, I'm lucky that I got you into it and I found out that Chandler was into it after a while.
Yeah.
And my coworker. I didn't even know, one of my best friends at work, we found out like a year after working together that we both like wrestling just one day randomly. I like told her we were going to the thing and she was like, you're a fucking wrestling fan? Why have we never talked about this? I was like, I don't know. I'm not the only one that didn't bring it up. We were working.
I heard some information recently, which is that
But it's cool.
AEW is now on like, a lot of that is now on HBO Max, also known as Max, also known as this website that keeps getting rid of literally anything everybody wants to watch. And I've never checked out like any AEW stuff, but I do have access to Max, so I might like actually check out some of what it's about. Call me a traitor or whatever, but
AEW was when their ratings were in the shitter. Oh yeah, they are. They actually, it is all on here.
I don't want to be a pointless hater of AEW.
I think they're streaming. It looks like they're gonna stream the shows live on Max. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well like know what's going on.
My friend from work too is like watches like fell off of WWE, watched AEW for a while, has been watching TNA for like over a decade, stuff like that. Like she keeps up with wrestling, not just WWE.
TNA's rough. I'm so mixed on TNA. It seems like it would have some good stuff going on, but then they just keep signing the worst shitheads.
That is true. I have a few different wrestling bucket list items. Going to a TNA show is one of them. I'd like to go to at least one TNA show.
I wish I would have known. Apparently the last SmackDown was in Phoenix.
Yes, it was.
I would have loved to have gone.
Without me?
Unfortunately. I mean, I could have FaceTimed you. I would have.
True. They would have been like, get out of our building.
Cease this.
Yeah, I'd like to go to another SmackDown, another Raw, Royal Rumble at WrestleMania, and I'd like to catch a Money in the Bank cash-in at some point. Those are my main wrestling bucket list items.
I want to go to a local show of like a underground wrestling thing, because you can find those in any city. You can find underground wrestling, and it's like people that are like really putting their heart into it for getting so little out of it. Like I follow on TikTok, there's some like indie wrestlers that have just like popped up and I've started following, and I see like their promos that they cut for like their audience of 20, and it's like, man, these people have it going on.
Yeah.
It's like, the scene is so alive.
That was CM Punk at first.
Yeah, he's went through it.
When he was in Ring of Honor, I mean, so many legends came out of Ring of Honor. And then Tony Khan bought it.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
I like seeing when they did like AJ Styles and him doing like the too sweet in the ring. It's like fun with stuff like that. The way that like, where they came up all comes together.
Yeah.
Did I mention on here a dream I had a couple weeks ago where I was at an AEW show where AJ Styles led the audience through an interpretive dance?
No.
And then for some reason, I don't know why, it was at an AEW show. But then Shawn Michaels came out and he pinched my arm so hard that my entire body turned green.
Yeah.
That was just...
This is all wrong.
I've had some interesting dreams in recent times. That was like the day after I had that crazy ass Five Nights at Freddy's dream.
Good God.
It was beautiful though. That interpretive dance that AJ Styles led brought a tear to my eye.
That's amazing.
I guess one final question for this episode. What would be your dream match that you want to see this year?
Dream match, any match I want to see this year? That puts a lot on the table. I wouldn't mind seeing, like, I think one match I'd really like to see is Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu. I'd like to see an official match with that. That would be amazing.
Absolutely. I'm so ready for him to be like, in the wrestling word of it, over.
I love you, Solo. Yeah, he's pretty over, but I'd love for him to like be able to capitalize that.
I want to see him have a crazy run this year. That's my dream.
Jacob Fatu goes nuts.
I want to see like more of a wrap up of the new bloodline that leaves Jacob Fatu a bit more solo. Samoan Werewolf is gonna fucking pop off.
He's gonna do that Adam Levine howl from Animals. That is definitely a dream match. I would not mind seeing. I think there's potential for a great like legend fatal 4-way this year, like Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and like Jey Uso and someone else.
Definitely.
Maybe.
I mean, just think about, we're gonna have all at the same time, Punk, Roman, Cena, and Rhodes all like cooperating or operating at the same time.
Last time we had that, it sucked a lot.
But they're better now. Roman is better now.
But they're all mentally healthier now. Because they all finally got what they wanted, except for John Cena. He always got what he wanted. Vince McMahon was like, John Cena, I love you. Gawk, 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 all the fucking time.
I think it would be great to see some Rollins versus Cena.
Rollins versus Cena would be pretty good.
It'd be so funny for the best and worst style in the company to clash.
I really hope that Punk versus Rollins headlines WrestleMania this year. I think it should. The whole thing with CM Punk coming back was to get his WrestleMania main event, and they had to like backlog it for his injury after the Royal Rumble in 2024. So I'm hoping that they keep on their word, because I know as soon as Triple H saw what bringing Punk back did, he was like, yeah, this is what's happening.
It's electric.
Because I've heard it was supposed to be Punk and Rollins at WrestleMania. It just wasn't going to be the main event.
Rollins is like such a good heel right now.
I actually think it was going to main event day one of WrestleMania.
It's really, really good right now for like everything story-wise that is happening right now all goes back to a single chair shot. Like everything that is happening right now all goes back to a chair shot.
It's a lot of, yeah. I'm hearing a lot of the same things in promos too, is like Seth is like, while you were gone, you tried to tear this place down, and then you went to another company, and you're a piece of shit. And Punk was like, I never worried about you. You know that? Like, I never cared about you. You're such a little needle dick up my ass all the time.
I don't think about you at all.
Literally. He was like, your problem is that you talk too much, which he has said to several wrestlers in several different companies.
Yeah.
He said that to MJF. Punk was like, you talk too much. Yeah, just like me back in the day, except I could always back it up, and you can't back up shit without your backup. And that was when MJF had like Wardlow and shit backing him up.
That's what I need to see with like being able to see some AEW stuff on Max. I need to like see what's actually up with the empty-headed fucking dumb fuck Hangman Adam Page.
No, that was the problem with like Adam Page at the end of that whole thing, was that in that famous promo where he was talking about AEW being his home and stuff, that they kind of like ripped, WWE kind of ripped and gave to Rollins to do. He just like totally went into business for himself, and Adam Page just like gave this whole promo that Punk was not prepared for, and Punk was like, I had to like listen past the crowd to like focus really hard on what he was saying, because I couldn't hear him, and he was like just saying whatever he wanted, and I was like, that's tough.
Yeah, I just see him getting glazed a lot. I gotta see what the hype's about. Maybe, though, with him being somebody who, like, goes into business for himself and that kind of thing and being glazed a lot, he's kind of probably just like a Hogan, that kind of person.
He's a little silly sometimes.
Just a little. I feel like most AEW is pretty silly. Ricochet is getting himself into a little bit of controversy on Twitter.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what is and is not kayfabe with him, because, you know, he does, like, heel run kind of stuff, but, like, he was saying on Twitter recently, like, that Samantha should make him a fucking sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, like, real, like, classic misogyny shit. It's like, I don't know if this is, like...
My wife just said she wouldn't make me a sandwich. Hashtag bitch. Hashtag divorce incoming.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if this is a bit.
Like, Ricochet. Man, what the fuck?
Maybe it's better when you don't say anything on the mic.
Oh no, I saw this meme recently that was like, I don't remember what it was, but it was just some shit, and it was like garbage, whatever the content was. And someone put in the comments like, still better than Ricochet on the mic. It was like, damn, that is so fucked up, but true.
Fucked it up less than Tongaloa.
Like, at least he has a bit and he's good at delivering it. When Ricochet gets on the mic, he's like, my wife needs to make me more sandwiches.
Yeah, he's like, it's like trying to talk to like a kindergartner when you talk to Ricochet.
It's like trying to talk to someone who's bad at their job.
I mean, I feel like Ricochet would be doing like so well if he had like this sort of Kane thing going on, or like Undertaker, where it's like, you know, just don't fucking speak. Make your whole thing like being like a silent villain.
He's just a silent guy who never talks and always listens. Yeah.
Yeah. Let the action speak.
Yeesh. That's like John Cena and Roman Reigns in 2016. John Cena said, I'm still here because you can't do your job.
You gotta learn how to cut a promo eventually, buddy.
He was like, it's called a promo, kid, and if you're gonna be the big dog, you gotta learn how to do it, so go ahead.
Was it before or after that incident that Roman dropped "Suffer in Succotash"?
I think it was the John Cena thing was before.
That makes sense.
Because Roman Reigns, I feel like he tried to give off like the I'm just a chill guy vibe at first.
Yeah, that was like the problem.
Because he would just like laugh a lot and stuff, but he wasn't entertaining. He would just laugh at people who were entertaining in the ring, like R-Truth and shit. It's like, dude, you gotta get your own bit.
I feel like that's a problem with like trying to be that kind of like being that kind of asshole where you're like the whole dynamic of him was that he was like abusing the bloodline, but then trying to be like a charismatic kind of guy on top of it just wasn't like, they're like sort of nerfing his own intimidation by trying to seem overconfident and cocky as opposed to just letting his aura speak for him. Like he just wasn't, if you're gonna be like that big of an asshole, you have to be kind of serious. And now he's serious and he's so much better.
BFFR, Roman.
BFFR. ITGIRL.
I have so many stories to tell.
He finished the story.
I mean, he finished the story.
And we are finished with this episode.
Oh my lordy.
Thank you for listening to Closing Shift episode 49. Please join us next week, Friday, on what fucking day is Friday?
For the finale.
What date is the fucking whatever? Episode 50, last episode of Closing Shift.
We'll see you all there.
Bye.
Guten Nacht, Sweetums.